time to talk business with our partners Forsyth Barr. Dairy farmers will have woken to another cracker of a morning. We've mentioned this already, but we're bringing in Garth Bray now. This is for the global dairy trade auction numbers overnight. Garth is with us at the desk. Thanks to our partners Forsyth Barr. Garth, good morning.
G'day, Ryan. Yeah, look, a great result there, I guess, and reversing what we saw was a pretty sharp dip towards the end of last year. I think pretty much that last quarter from September onwards really took a dive. We've now seen, by looking at the charts and so on, all of that has pretty much reversed, and we're back where we were when production sort of really came on stream. A little bit unclear what impact the Chinese New Year has had here, because you would expect Chinese buyers would be out of the market, yet there's sort of strong demand, obviously, for your pastries and bits and pieces to try and celebrate with. But nonetheless, butter prices were up 10.7%, which is huge. $6,300 a tonne there now they're paying for that. The skim milk prices eased back a bit, but they're still up 3%, but not on a tear as they have been recently, and that might be just sort of as a result of some adjustments in US production there. And the whole milk powder price is still doing pretty solid 2.5%. So that's if you run that through the dairy calculator, I think the milk price calculator was sort of saying about 9.45 per kg of milk solids after the last auction. You've got to say it's heading higher now. And so that puts even greater pressure on the chances that Fonterra is going to lift that price from the $9.
They're going to have to bring it up, aren't they?
Yeah.
We had Riley Kennedy on about that the other week. They're going to have to lift that number up a little bit.
He will talk it up until it happens.
And it will, and it will. He'll be right. Hey, RBNZ, we've got the OCR decision today. They're going to hold, but it'll be interesting to see what the forward track is.
Completely, right? So it's all about how much heat do they really see in the Monetary Policy Committee and in the notes that they've been taking and the reports they've been looking at for the last sort of week and a half in the recovery. How quickly can we sort of kick the crutches out and actually just sort of walk on our own 2 feet and allow that OCR rate to sort of head back towards sort of more of a neutral rate around 3 or 3.75, I think, if you're Westpac, over time, because obviously the rate's low because it needs to be low to try and lift things. If things are lifting, then you don't need that support anymore. But there was probably a little blip in inflation numbers. Sort of the selected prices index that popped out yesterday sort of showed some increases in things like food had moved sort of 4.6 year on year from a 4 previously. That might just be a bad January with the weather that we've been having. Probably it's arrived too late for them to weigh too much on that, but it all goes into the mix.
Very good. Finally this morning, and most importantly, how are my Warner Brothers shares doing? I saw that because we spoke yesterday about Paramount coming in with the offer, and now Warner Brothers said they're going to look at it.
Because Netflix has let them, basically. So Netflix has given Warner Brothers about a week-long narrow waiver on some of the restrictions around the deal period that they entered into to take a closer look at what Paramount is doing. I mean, is this a real look, or is this just Warner Brothers saying, hey, look, we've got to make this look good, otherwise, the regulators, aka Trump and his friends, will smash us on this. So they've been given a week, basically, a narrow 7-day waiver to consider what could be a better offer. There was some chat in the market, I think, that Paramount had suggested lifting from $30 a share to maybe 31, maybe even higher. Maybe 33 is what Warner Brothers is looking for. These numbers will mean a lot to you if you're watching it closely.
Yeah,
but they have also announced that there'd be a vote of shareholders on the Netflix deal on March the 20th. So they've pinned that in there. Share price up 3%.
I see that. 3.59 now.
Yeah.
$29 a share.
So Warner Brothers.
I sold mine. Remember?
Yeah. 2
days ago.
Well,
it's a bit dull. I mean, it's not.
It's just the brokerage, mate. I think you'll be fine. This is not financial advice, we should add at this point. This is just information. But I guess what we're seeing is a bit of pushback from Netflix saying, hey, you're running around Paramount saying that this deal will sail through. We're not sure that that's the case either. So, there's plenty to go on this one.
All right. I know you say it's not financial advice, but I do go home and act on it, Garth. So there we go.
Well, there we go. You can do that from your phone now, of course. You don't even have to leave. And look, obviously, so the OCR later today too, and we'll be back probably about an hour or so with the hot takes from Fletcher Building and Spark, who'll be putting half of the results.
All right, look forward to it. Thanks, Herald Now business host Garth Bray. Thanks to our partners Forsyth Barr.